Like the fried chicken. I'm gonna share that as many black pages as possible. Watch, I promise you.
We're doing it live. Are we live? Guys, we're here at the Henshin Hangout. I am joined this week. Whoa, no. Let it play. Let it play.
Oh, make it happen.
We're here this week. We're going to be talking about some Sentai. Not hentai. I said Sentai.
Aww.
Super hentai is something else that you're into.
Yeah, that's something I watch later on my own.
We're going to be talking about episode 44, Don Armage's Identity, the review. First of all, Daniel, let's get into this. Did you see the Pada Ranger Lupin Ranger trailer?
No. Did you actually see that the S stands for support?
What?
In the chat?
No, it doesn't.
No, it does. It does.
Not on my world. It stands for
Not
hope. Yeah, we do have a few things. The super chat feature, it helps support the show. Hit that S button. We also have the T Public store. Is the internet choppy just on my side?
It's just the internet. It's kind of acting up right now. But you are right. When it comes to the store, we do have T Public, where tpublic.com/ that hashtag show store, where you can get shirts just like that one, possibly that one. But yeah, oh no, that shoulder patch, that's exclusive. It's exclusive. You'd have to. Well, you guys can't get that. But you can get shirts just as trendy, cool, and amazing as the one Joe's wearing right now. And you can get them at a discount. Great thing about that store, so check that out. It's in the description below. With that, I think one thing that we have to mention is the THS Hashtaggers page on Facebook. You're able to interact with us as talent, as well as the whole entire hashtag.
Did you just call us talent publicly?
I don't know what else do you say. I mean, we are talent to people, you know? I don't know.
And one last thing, too, is that
on-air personalities.
We only have roughly 3 to 4 episodes left of Kyuranger, and then this show moves over to Pop Culture Renegades with a new cast. It's almost like we're passing the torch from the Kyurangers to the Pada Lupin Rangers.
Exactly.
Because we're going to be passing this show on to Pop Culture Renegades and the new cast over there, which is going to consist of a few cool people. Justin Impala and our own very own Kotaro Daro.
Yeah, people that are definitely dedicated to it, and it's going to be amazing because they have so much knowledge. You're going to love every bit of it. But until then, we're still here.
Until next time, guys. We'll see you next week. Just kidding.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about... did you see the trailer for Lupin and Pada?
Yeah, man. I'm
What'd you
actually
think?
into it. It looked good. I definitely enjoyed it.
My big question, though, is that... And I knew I was going to have an issue with this.
Oh.
The Lupin Rangers all look like Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, I know.
And they got top hats. Mm-hmm. They look like magicians.
Well,
not necessarily. They definitely look like the like 1920s, like tying a lady up on the tracks. I'm growing this out just so you get a mustache twirly.
Snidely whiplash. You're gonna do that like now it's time. Yeah.
The suits are growing on me, but that's another thing. However,
deal with the case.
Did you see the mechs? I will say this: the mech small little scene we did get, I think looks amazing. And I was like, dude, I'm kind of in for this. And I do like the morph where they use the combination lock here.
It's interesting to me that this is the first time I've heard you say, okay, due to mechs.
Yeah, I think the mechs. This looks better than a lot of the other ones I've seen in the past. Now, the scenes look better than all the other ones I've seen in the past. So I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of digging it. One thing I also do like, too, is that for a Japanese Sentai show, the Pada Rangers, their like chief, is an African-American male.
Matt Hunt wants a literal physical passing of the torch.
I will. I'll physically get a torch made, and I'm going to hand like a tiki torch.
Right, yeah. I'm not touching that. That's all. I'm not. Nope.
What? What's wrong with tiki torches?
No.
What's wrong?
I don't touch tiki torches.
Why not?
Nope. I'm okay with those.
You have a problem with tiki torches?
I don't like them. Don't like them at all. Moving on.
Is this a Charles the thing in Virginia thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pass a torch.
What?
Maybe an Olympic torch then.
Okay.
Or a human torch.
You still do it.
A human torch.
Casting one. I don't think he'll be a ranger. He'll be the guy calling the shots.
Well, he is definitely going to be the guy calling shots.
I mean, with Chadwick Boseman being named as whatchamacallit, like #1 international star over there in China right now, it's interesting. People are embracing him in different ways. So yeah, put him as a captain. They're going to actually give him screen time.
They are actually going to give him screen time.
That's interesting. But I don't think he'll be a ranger.
Why?
It would just be weird.
Why would it be weird?
Hey, we're already working hard to be progressive enough by even including a black guy. We don't have to make him a ranger
Are
yet.
you surprised
That's what I
that
think they're gonna
Japan is doing that, though?
Yeah, I am. No joke. I really am. Because black people don't do too well in Japan as far as like
That's
media-wise.
First African, he's Nigerian actually. First African
Yeah,
Nigerian.
that makes sense.
But to star, he's
Look
Commissioner
at
Hill.
him. Look at him. He's literally the commissioner. He's
Commissioner
not
Hilltop.
yeah, he's not going to be
He's the Potter
actual
Rangers mentor.
Yeah, but he's not.
Dude,
gonna
I think
be
it
a Potter
could.
Ranger. Like, oh my gosh. Like, hey, and it's not like a light kind of guy where you're like, oh, he's mixed, and slowly but surely it's happening.
Slowly but surely. All right. So, what else did you think about this? The Potter Lupin.
I'm amped. I need it to happen, and I am actually ready to watch the show on PCR.
You gotta admit though, it seems. I mean, it does seem kind of like a little goofy of a concept.
Dude, this sounded like a goofy concept at first.
No, not
when
to
you
me.
guys. Oh my god! You guys pitched me the show and said, "Hey, we're gonna do this. You're gonna love it. Watch it. It's gonna be great."
No, when we
I was
pitched
like,
the show, you're on board. It was Power Rangers meets Guardians of the Galaxy.
that's a great pitch, but that wasn't the pitch at first.
Yes, it was.
I wanted to know everything. And it was, oh yeah, they have these globes, they put them on, they turn over, and man.
My
I was
initial
like,
pitch
what?
to everybody is that this Power Rangers meets Guardians of the Galaxy, which it is.
I mean, that is, but I was like, I wanted to know more. How? What's going on? And then breaking it down.
Well, they
like,
have.
whoa,
I guess
that sounds
technically
cheesy
they've
and
had an
weird.
American before be a Ranger in Sentai with Ramirez. Well, I think he's Canadian actually. Ramirez might have been Canadian, but from my home country of Canada. Why are you laughing, man? We just got done with our E. coli outbreak.
Oh, thank God! Those
In
people
Canada.
are safe now, huh?
Hey, now they can eat. Now that we can eat lettuce in Canada.
You know how you get E. coli on, like, lettuce?
What?
You know, people get E. coli on lettuce, right?
No, it's from fertilization.
Yeah, sure, that's what it is.
Canada's more sanitary than here in the United
I'm
States.
just saying, the people that pick it and they're just like, you know what, F you guys.
Anyways, yes, he's Canadian. Though he was born in Japan, was Ramirez. Okay, so on to this episode, the Don Armage's identity. A lot of payoff here. We get a lot that happened, and you and Daryl both called it correct.
But see, this is the thing. It's not like it's not a great feeling because the thing is, everyone called it.
Well,
There
because
was a point
it
where
was telegraphed.
we started seeing a whole lot of
Cuervo?
I love his name every time. We started seeing a whole bunch of Cuervo. You're just like, why are we getting introduced?
Because
to
usually
only
when
him?
I see a bunch of Cuervo, I immediately throw up.
Yeah, and that's pretty much
But this is a
almost
different kind of
it
Cuervo.
But it came so close though in a moment.
Yes.
It did. But come on, we knew it. Especially when he showed his true form, and we didn't really get
The
to
bird
see it
form?
on screen, but we saw the wings for a moment. It was like, really? Okay. I guess we all know who it is, but we'll wait.
Why does it seem like Tsurugi keeps feels like he's having a heart attack? No, it's true.
Tsuguri or Tsuguri, is it?
Tsurugi.
It's not Sergey.
Yeah, it
What
is.
it?
Tsurugi.
Tsugi. Tsugi.
The Phoenix
Feels
Soldier
he's-
is like always
yeah.
gripping his heart.
No, I'm telling you, I feel that. First, I was like, I thought it was because he was like one of the Don Armage, blah, blah, but no, now I'm just like, what is the deal? He's ultimately dying because he helped make sure Lucky would live. He gave some life force so that Lucky could live. So he's dying.
He's
That's
dying.
It. That's it. He's gonna die, and he's gonna sacrifice himself.
I called that a long time
Yep.
ago.
He's gonna sacrifice himself, and now with the whole Cuervo thing, it's even more that he's gonna jump in the way.
How come?
just like Cuervo
How come
did.
Pink doesn't morph as much?
Who?
Pink.
Pink. What's her name? Raptor. Raptor's busy right now. She's always on the ship doing stuff now.
Does that should tell you something though? That like, cause if you do assume that this is gonna get adapted, which it more than likely is, is that they already don't have a lot of female characters in this.
Right.
So why would they not have her on the field?
My thing is, if we're gonna even talk about female characters, and we talked about a little bit of progression, the Hammy thing on this episode was kind of weird. Where it was like, "Oh, a real woman. Oh, hello. This is sexy." And
Oh, that was
cool.
kind of cool.
That was weird.
Why is it weird?
I don't need to see Hammy sexualized. I really don't. I'm just not for it right now.
Why?
Let's do it where, hey, you're a hero, you're a superhero, be a superhero. Let's
You're
not worry
saying
about
that
the whole
female
I have to
superheroes
be all
can't be sexy?
sexualized. No, I don't want her sexualized.
So female superheroes can't be sexy.
They can be. That's not what I said. I don't want her sexualized.
Why?
At the moment, what I wanted her to do is there has to be one thing you didn't like in the episode.
Nah, I loved it.
Oh, you loved everything. So this is a 5 for 5.
5 out of 5. Yep.
Yeah, really,
5
that?
Q-Tamas. But I didn't even go all 13. If there are 12, however many there are. 57 Q-Tamas. I don't know how many there are. I like this.
Pegasus came back.
That was fun, actually.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty fun. I actually liked the Pegasus. I just like how natural S.P.D was with it. At first he was like kind of jarred with it. Like he was like, okay.
Yeah, when they explained it, it was like, oh, Pegasus. Yeah,
and then
as
an audience member, I was like, yeah, man, the Pegasus has more personality than S.P.D. At some points. I do like S.P.D though. I do like S.P.D.
So
I do. Did the Phoenix Soldier to you look different? Like he looked very distressed throughout the whole episode, almost to the point where
of course
it was like, no, but like his hair looked different, like his face, like he looked. I don't know how to explain this.
He looked like an actor that was going to quit.
He looked extremely disheveled and extremely like I just woke up and I just showed up. But I don't. That could have been way more.
88 Q-Tamas plus some. At moments, because he does play it very well.
You're not like that happy-go-lucky kind of guy.
It doesn't
match me.
It doesn't.
It doesn't match Daryl either. Daryl would definitely be Kotaro. 1,000%.
Daryl is Kotaro.
Like it's been a lot of people out there like, oh, he'd be the lucky. No, he would not.
Daryl
if anybody on
Kotaro.
Hashtag Show is lucky, it's Jessica. But it's definitely Daryl. You would be purple for sure.
He's a lucky. Yeah, I can see. Jessica
and then when Phoenix Soldier came out, I was like, yeah,
that's you.
That's
you.
That's exactly who I am.
But no matter what, from the beginning, I was always a commander.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was just gonna say something. There's a great scene you should see that I wrote. Anyway,
is it like one of the my back
and
something? That catches up to me.
All right, so I do gotta address this real quick. Now we know that they're getting the planetarium, and they're combining it, and they're gonna attack Earth.
Yeah. So okay, everyone keeps addressing the one thing
this
that
Super
I always
Samurai
address.
guy. You don't know me. Don't say who you think I'd be. I
Joe
definitely would
Garu?
not be Garu.
No way.
If anybody's Garu on our team, it's Ernie. Like it's a mix between Ernie and like Myra.
Ernie would be Garu.
Kind of would be, or he'd be Stinger. It'd be one of the two.
Oh god.
Or Jezzer could be a great Garu also. Jezzer would be Garu.
Okay. Because Garu was a troll.
Because he's a troll, and he's just like
Garu was a little troll.
Yeah. Anyway, we were talking about that. So they're gonna attack Earth.
Oh no, my thing is everyone addresses.
I know. I was just kidding with you too.
Everyone addresses and brings up the same question every time when they hear about Don Armage's plan. Oh, he's gonna blow up the universe. That doesn't sound like a good idea. What's gonna happen to him? Isn't he gonna die too? Everyone says the same thing. It's like I forgot what Disney movie that was. Oh, Meet the Robinsons, where he's like, "Oh, this is the plan."
What's that?
It's a Disney film. And he, like, the bad guy has a plan, and then every time his minions are like, I don't think this is a really good plan. I don't think you planned this out well. Did you really think about this? Like, everyone's doing the same thing to Don Armage. He's like, I'm going to blow up the universe. They're like, but if you blow up the universe, aren't you going to blow up too? How does that... I will be outside of the explosion. Well, it's the universe. You can't be outside of it. I will do this. And you're like, yeah, you're not really putting all 2 and 2 together here, man. It's not working out. And I'm just thinking the same thing.
You think the story at the end... I mean, it's been a pretty solid season all the way through. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the story now is starting to take a fall-off nosedive? Not a nosedive,
right now,
per se.
Right now, we're plateaued. That's where it is.
I felt like we were plateauing.
I think we're up there and we're just riding straight right now.
I felt that we were plateauing, though, around in the mid-30s episodes. I do now think, though, that this is a pretty solid season. I like where we're going. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that we're getting to see it all play out. But it's not necessarily a bad thing that we're able to telegraph these things. It means that they're sticking to a plan that we all want. You know what it is, essentially? It's the fans that complain about The Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. This would be the fan service that, like, yeah, you're exactly right. This is exactly where it's going. Like the fans that hated The Last Jedi would like this because it takes a direction of what that is.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, are we gonna have a Snoke moment?
Snoke moment? We already had a Snoke moment. That's Don Armage, except he's still alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Star Wars, really?
That's what I was trying not to say it, but you said he's still alive.
Hey, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Star Wars,
You must not have internet. Because everyone else knows.
I will say that this, I am going to see,
Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate it.
going to be sad to see this season go because, I don't know. I don't.
Well, I'm gonna be sad to see the series go because it was great. I enjoyed it. Like I said, even the bad episodes were still good episodes compared to like other stuff that we've seen. And like right now, some people will be like, "Oh, well, the show is going down." I'm like, that's why I said it's just plateauing. It's not going down at all. It's staying right up here, and then after it's gonna ramp up again and finish. So it's not bad. It's a good show. There's quality in it.
Who's your favorite character? Has it changed, by the way, the course of the show?
It has.
Who started off being your favorite?
Shit. Really, to think about it, I don't know. I didn't have one at starting because I was just like, oh, I enjoy everyone. I'm getting more.
Well,
who
did you attach to when you first started watching? Like, I like that guy.
S.P.D at first.
Really?
Weird enough, because he would just
always.
Because he would just kind of show up and you talk about cooking, and I was like, I love food. So it was like, oh, great, and then Stinger.
I like
forget about it.
I made this porridge.
Oh, yeah.
Porridge.
I
want a curry.
Yeah.
Stinger. Okay, I can understand.
And
Stinger.
then Stinger for quite a while, but now that we've done with all the Stinger story,
Stinger
like,
hasn't been. Stinger hasn't really been super relevant since his story kind of ended. However, but that's kind of what you need. If you're going to keep characters on, especially this amount of characters on, you tell his story, wrap him up, and then he becomes a part of the team, and he becomes a background player. He can take a step to the back, enhancing the other people.
Letting the other people go ahead and take up to the forefront.
Right.
And that's a great thing. And I do enjoy that when it comes to the cast and to the writers, just with that idea. All right? Everyone knows when to give the light and when to take the light. So it goes... And that works out great, and it's an amazing dynamic, especially with such a large cast.
So who's your favorite now?
Out again when they're like, "Oh, we had 9, now we have 12," and blah blah.
Who's your favorite now?
Right now, jeez, it's gone back to just the entire cast because it's how the story's going. It literally is how the story's going.
Answer.
No, it's how the story's going.
It's such a cop-out answer.
We're not focused on anyone, honestly.
Well, it is focused on right now. It's focused on 2 people.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say Phoenix Soldier. Actually, Don Armage right now is one of my favorite characters.
So Cuervo's your favorite character?
Until today, I was gonna say until today because I hate Cuervo. I hate Cuervo.
Samurai 1 says that Spot is his favorite also.
Oh, nice. Really?
Yeah.
See, that's not bad. But I
like him all the way through.
I do hate. Oh, really? Really? Because he's not doing much right now. I'm like, how do you like him now? It's like, he's not doing anything.
He just cooks.
Yeah, right?
The Pegasus thing made him way more entertaining, though.
I'm cooking, and then Pegasus tells me what to do, and then I go back to cooking.
I almost kind of wish that, because the Pegasus does have personality, it could have been its own ranger. It really could have. The Pegasus Ranger could have been a thing.
Okay. Who's yours?
I think I started... No, well, now. Well, actually, no. So I'm the most like the Phoenix Soldier. Like I'm he's most relatable to me. Mm-hmm. My favorite Ranger is actually Kotaro.
Oh, I was gonna say Lucky.
No, my favorite is Kotaro because that character is just so kind of like. First of all, he's the most realistic out of all of them, and I also like in this episode too today, where the Pegasus.
Ryan, why do you like Hammy?
Who, me?
Ryan says he likes his favorite is Hammy. I want to know why because.
You like sexy Hammy.
Yeah, that has to be it because Hammy hasn't done much of anything.
Yeah.
So I want to know how do you like it?
The golden face guy was on this episode giving them your favorite character.
He is my favorite character. And he does have a connection to Hammy because Hammy, I will cosplay as the
Morphicon. All right, I'm going to guarantee you.
As long as I can do that, like he has that little robe kind of thing and everything, and then paint my face, I'll go gold face. And then that wig.
You know who that character is inspired off of, right?
Who?
That character is based on the character from The Office that Michael Scorn fought, Golden Face, that was played by Jim Halpert. I'm serious. You ever see Golden Face?
I've seen Golden Face. Really? You're going to say that's who he's inspired? Okay. All right. Nonetheless, he's definitely someone that I would love to see and love to cosplay. Because, come on. Golden Afro, man. That's what I call him.
This is Golden Face.
It's
based on Golden Face.
Golden Face is such a bad one. Such a bad one.
So my favorite character is Kotaro, but it's my first favorite character on that show. I would.
Oh, Jarrett came through with the win right there.
I think my first favorite character on that show was Raptor. because Raptor was the character that was always striving to be a ranger, and she was like dreaming about it. You know what? She was the fanboy perspective, and then she actually got to do it.
But wasn't Kotaro also?
No, Kotaro got his, but he didn't necessarily want to be. He was just such.
I thought he did. He was enamored with them. Like, oh
No. He was. No, that's Daryl. He was more so. He was more so protecting his little brother, remember, and his family.
Yeah, but then I remember later when he's like on the ship and everything.
That, by the way, that might be the best episode where he keeps switching in and out with Lucky or whoever.
But he was fanboying up.
No, little, but like he wasn't. I love that character, Kotaro, but he's the most realistic. He's the one that you watch now, and he's
idiot.
just gonna be like, "Why are the idiots?" I'm sorry,
Yeah.
And I also like that, like the Pegasus comes back. He's like, "Who's this little kid?" And he's like, "That's Kotaro."
That's Kotaro. Yeah.
And he's like, "Huh? Who are you?"
When that happened, and Kotaro's like, "Hey."
I love that character. He's great. So yeah.
What's up, Jalen?
The Phoenix Soldier is the character I most identify with because we're the most alike in real life.
Of course.
Just like you're mostly like the commander in real life.
Mostly like I am the commander.
You would be the commander.
That's pretty much my life, guys. Every moment I'm complaining about some ache or some pain. I wake up with phantom pains and I don't understand what happened. Feels like I've been like fighting all night and I'm like, how is this happening? I don't get. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, you should see me in the series. I come in and I'm like, I'm the best.
I'm a legend. He goes, oh, my word. Oh, my mind.
He doesn't say my word.
He says it in the translation.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
In the other translation, he says, holy moly.
Holy moly. Yeah, he does.
So that's that. Solo Daniel. Hashtag Solo Daniel. What does that mean?
Oh, yeah, because I was doing the episode earlier alone.
Oh,
so it's like Solo Daniel.
Blackwing didn't stick all the way through. He didn't see my guest appearance.
No, you missed it.
You missed me pipe bombing.
That guy just came right in and pipe bombed like the whole MMPR verse. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just complete.
Man, I have my grievances. But here's another one. Here's another grievance that you is.
Okay.
I don't understand why people. Listen, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if people don't think that this season's going to get adapted, you're living under a rock. I mean, as much as we want to say
it is non-sexy Hammy, but it's Hammy.
But regardless, the only reason why Hammy's in it is they can't use that costume or suit if they don't already have the rights and licensing for Kyuranger.
That's right.
So, other than because if they didn't have the rights to it, it'd be considered fan art. Mm-hmm. For example, Tokyuger's not on there.
Nope.
Goldbuster's not on there.
Nope.
Zwoger's not on there. You know why? Because Saban doesn't have that brand licensing rights.
Okay.
Throwing it out there. We already know what's happening. We don't live under a rock and say it's not happening.
Come on, man. But it's not fair. But maybe they're not going to do it first. Huh? Maybe they'll do, like, GoBuster first?
No. They're not. I'd be surprised. I mean, if they hit us with a, hey, we're actually going to go in this direction. Because there's been rumors that other seasons are going to get adapted. But... Okay. See, it's so funny because people always say, Lucas Garrett says, too many characters, guys. Saban isn't going to spend the money. If you don't remember correctly, Dino Charge had 11. This is just one more than that. So,
I love when people...
Where you only have a core amount of group, and then you have people pop in for an episode or two. They don't have to. And I almost will guarantee you, those additional Rangers they bring in, they're going to be New Zealand actors. Like, that's how you get around all this. It's people.
That's right.
No,
Matt points it out too. Saban will not and won't pass up on a space theme.
It's not going to happen.
I mean, no, I'm saying they won't pass up on a space theme. They forced ninjas and dinosaurs into being space theme. So I mean, why wouldn't they do this? It's true. It's true. I just wish it wasn't going to happen. That's my campaign. That's my prayer that they do something else first. And then they get a really good feel of, okay, now we can go a little bit harder and then go for it instead of just jumping right in.
And if they ever do the super season of this, then you can add in the additional characters as they go. People are just thinking that it's going... If you think they're going to start off with and if they do start off with 9 and they get to 12 really quick, people are going to be like, oh, well, it's going to be too expensive. It's not, because they can easily just have a stunt guy and have voices, and getting those additional voices is way cheaper than actually paying a physical actor from the United States to come over there. And if they even do that, because if you actually go back to Dino Charge, a bunch of the
they can just hire Jether.
Albert, Prince Philip, what was the other a bunch of the other actors that they brought in, the father,
yeah, that's right.
James. those were all New Zealand actors.
That's right.
And that's going to be way less expensive for them. So I figured, like, listen, we might have to chalk it up for a loss, especially if
they keep the suited characters as voiceover characters, it's nowhere near as expensive as people think it would be.
Exactly. Like people.
I agree with you, Matt. I agree.
Like ideally, that's obviously not an ideal situation for us. That's not an ideal situation for the fan base because essentially, but it is making money. And if you think they're going to pass up on those little globes as a gimmick, you're crazy.
Oh, come on, because immediately once that happens, what's going to happen? I can sell them. And some people will purchase them for the toys, other people will purchase them just for collectible things.
Even realistically,
put them all over their desks.
Even realistically, if you think about it, if it's Go Buster, what's the collectability in the Go Buster series?
It's Morpher, right? But
what is the collectability? Is there a collectability of a series of anything that they had in the series? No, nothing. Zyuohger, did it have anything that's collectible?
Right.
And you know we're not doing Tokuger because trains just aren't going to translate here.
No,
and what's its
not.
collectability there? Like, it's just not going to make any sense. So, and then if even like, well, what if they wait till Pada Lupin Ranger? Listen, in the United States, we deal enough with cops killing people, so I don't think it's a little.
Want cops versus robbers.
It's a little too soon.
Way?
A little too soon if you get cops shooting up people who are going to end up being heroes. It's going to be a little too soon.
It's going to be too much too soon. So, yeah, it's something that you need to go ahead and take your moment to just, hey, let's not do that at the moment. Understandable. So you think immediately, hey, Kyuranger just makes the safest bet, and that's what will happen.
Yes. I don't think there's any question about it. I think at Morphicon we get the announcement of 9 initial Rangers. And one returning past Ranger to be their mentor. That's my guess. You know what? And if they really wanted to do something big, and this is personally what I would love for them to do something big, have all of the Rangers, if they do this series and want to really do it right, and just do something different, have it be an all-star team of Rangers for all 12 of these Rangers from every past season. Not every past season, but like the 12 best that they want to choose for the season, and then let's go with it.
All right, so your fantasy pool.
Well, purple would be Tommy.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are, we're going to Tommy. Oh, let's get Jason. Purple would be Tommy. He's going to sell.
All right. So you want
Tommy, I mean, the only one I would make new?
So Tommy definitely would be, once again, the mentor. He would be the commander.
Yeah.
He's reprising a role that he did on Dino Charge.
Yeah, right? Except in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one. Now, who would be your lucky kind of?
A brand new character for this season.
Okay,
so it's a brand new.
Okay. Then who would be your
Super Chat? Are we reading any pitches? I don't even know if we have pitches to read.
No, I think we're all done with them pretty much.
I don't have pitches, man.
Who would be your lucky? I mean, not your lucky. Your Phoenix Soldier.
I think that's easy. I think you go with, if you're gonna go Phoenix Soldier, you got to go with Dan Ewing, or not Dan Ewing. You got to go with Dan Sauer's character in Time Force. What was it? Eric Meyer.
Nice. Okay. All right. I'm in for that. That's actually, that's a good one.
Hey man, you might not like Tommy Blackwing, but guess what? The majority of the world does, because that's what sells.
Hold on. Why Tommy?
Because he's oversaturated. I
really
get it.
Want to know.
You can say that, but you can also say that about Deadpool.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Wolverine.
That's why I'm like,
Batman.
Let him say it so we can say
Harley Quinn.
this as a reply. Because it's very true. It's very true. When people always say that, oh, I'm done with this, I'm over. Yeah, and like you said, Deadpool, Wolverine, Harley
Batman,
Quinn, Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen.
Let's just look here, and I can just go on and on and on and on and on and say what I'm done with. So it's just, it gets to that point. If you're going to say oversaturation, that's unfortunately what happens with any medium. Any medium, if you find a crowd favorite, they're going to become oversaturated.
I'd also switch Kotaro up to being a female in the American version.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially when it has the scarf and everything like that. Yeah.
For Hammy, I think I would go with for doing pink. I think you want to go. Who would I go with? You know what? I would go with Christina Masterson. Give us the Megaforce Pink Ranger back.
I'd go with the dude.
Well, it doesn't have the body for a dude for the translation there.
Yeah, it's the same. Whatever,
So yeah, you could do a ton of different ones. I would even have like the Blue Centurion come back and get a power up and become the Gold Ranger. Yeah, let's go out there.
Guy. This guy, you just like coming here and shaking things up right
Like
now.
shaking things up. I would have the Orange Ranger in New Zealand and in the United States and combine it. Here's the reason why I would do that. Because the fear of letting fans down, because for it being such a strong Sentai season, if you get an all-star team of Rangers, it's not going to let the fans down, almost no matter how crap of episodes you can put out.
Yeah. Okay, all right, that's fine. Blackwing does ask a good question. I was thinking about it myself. Going on the idea of what we've been going through so far, who would make a perfect
I just
singer?
said. I just said.
I know that's what you're
Dylan from
that
RPM.
No, but it's like more of a, as far as, you think he'd be your perfect stinger?
He's a loner, and he was never like, hey, I'm on the team at the end of it. He left on his own in
He
his
did on
car.
his own. Okay, all right.
With his sister. He's like, I'm out of here, you fucking losers. He'd be great. I think Dylan from RPM would be Stinger. Good luck at getting Dan Ewing back, though. He's a pretty big star in like Australia.
Yeah,
or whatever.
sorry, that's not happening.
But I would definitely bring him back.
And would you continue these people's stories?
I would have it be more so of a thing where
I would love that, where it's ultimately he takes off the mask and it's like it's just another dimension, and then they have to be like, what the F? And they're just looking at each other. It would just be interesting.
there's a lot of different ways to go with this. But I think there's a lot of compelling stories you can tell. Like another one, if you wanted to get like a Green Ranger in there, that's a female Green Ranger, you don't even have to have her be a Power Ranger. Bring in Princess Viara, that was introduced in this last season, or in this season of Ninja Steel.
Okay.
Like, if you just brought in all these like all-star groups of people, it could work.
Now the question is, when it comes to it, bringing all these people, putting them through, it would...
Your mouth is. Let's find out if you would or not. They'll pay you a salary just like they would all the other Rangers. But let's find out. Let's find out if they would be down for the cause and just come back for it. And I think they would. I think the majority of them would. But yo, because it's.
I don't know. I feel sometimes it's a good talk, and yeah, you do like it. But when it comes down to it, you're like,
I for sure
do
think
have
they would.
a particular amount of bills to pay.
Yeah,
I do love it.
But they would get-
shoot. I'm gonna have to do this, and possibly also do a little bit of like I'm gonna have to do advertisement spots.
No,
at the
but
same
see,
time.
you're not looking at the back end of this. The back end of this is after the season's done shooting, and they'll be taken care of by someone. They'll be making a decent amount of money.
Okay.
But the back end of this is that when they do the convention circuit after the contract,
Oh, it's gonna be
they're going to be making
ridiculous.
way more money
Yeah.
than they would now.
Your asking price or your quote when it comes for cons will now be much better, and you'll probably even get a bigger quote even when heading over to LA Comic Con and regular Comic Con. Yes, very true. But still, what about all the other things in the interim or in between that? Shoot, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to do advert spots. Like, to make that
They can
excess.
get paid for that.
Yeah, I know, but they're like, dang, I really didn't want to work. Like, the schedule as
Yes,
far as working.
you're going to tell me
That's what I'm
that they're
saying.
going to be like, I really don't want to work.
No. I don't want to have to do advert spots because after everything's done, what I'm going to do, I know I'm going to have the con circuit. But those 2 or 3 months right between the con circuit and after shooting, they're like, dang, I wanted to try to shoot a film. I wanted to do this. It's like, dang, I can't because I need to make sure I have that excess
Well, they can.
cash, right?
They can. They can do whatever they want.
I thought they're going to want to have that excess cash. So it's like, just do the
Christiani's shooting a
advert
movie
stuff.
now. Like, they're still in the middle of the season. Like, they could do whatever they want. And you act as if, like, they would do it.
Yeah.
They would be able to, yeah. Listen, if that was the case, they wouldn't be bringing back these 10 Rangers for this reunion in this season. So, like, I think it's a big thing. I think that they for sure. And you know what they could do is that they can almost get the fans to vote for who they want to come back. It's like, hey, remember that they did this? Was it Morphin March or Morphin Madness? Like, you can almost get the fans to be like, who would you want to see come back?
Ciara Hanna could be
She could be
All-Star
Pink.
Pink.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of cool. And who knows? Like, if you recruited from time and space,
Oh, Camille from Jungle Fury for Green.
she would be all right.
Dang, that's good.
That's okay.
Oh man, that's a good one.
How much do you like Camille about?
I just like her. That'd be actually pretty dope, especially seeing her come back as Green and having her be our version of Hammy. That'd be cool.
Nah.
No?
I'm good on Camille. No, because she wasn't.
It's like switching up the colors.
She
going
wasn't.
from yellow to green.
Well, no, she was green.
I thought. Oh, good. Never mind.
They're bringing back 10 Rangers. Well, they're bringing back Rangers. Yes, you'll figure it out. But the thing is, you'll be able to see that like they have all this. They could bring back a ton of these old school Rangers.
Okay. All right.
I think they could do it.
Okay.
Not the same Camille. You're thinking of Camille Hyde. There's another
That's what I
character in
was
Jungle
thinking.
Fury
That's what I
called
was
Camille.
thinking. Yeah,
you guys are all
first.
thinking about Camille Hyde, not that
Yeah.
Camille. But I think that they would definitely be on board to do it. And I think, again, like I said, this would divert expectation to be like, oh, expectation here is because this season's so good.
Yeah.
And you could still make a good season, but you'd make it even better by bringing back past Rangers. And I know, listen, and it's would also make up for the reunion episodes where it's like, oh, it's supposed to be mind blowing kind of a thing, and
You're like, well, the whole entire series is now reunion, which is going to be ultra mind blowing.
Yes.
If it's done right.
Yes. If it's done right.
But that have to be and if they're going to do it, then do you think they'd have to break it up and do it like? Would you want them to continue with another season after, or something like that? Whole idea of letting them grow.
No, because at this point, the next season, you almost.
You have to take the bar up, though.
No, you don't. What you do is you lower the bar.
What?
Yeah.
So you put me up here in the stratosphere where I'm like, this is the best thing ever. Oh my god! Next season, poop.
Nope. What you do is you start building for the future for the next 5 seasons. So it depends on what you're gonna adapt.
And because this season is gonna be season the 25th.
Listen. Now the next season is going to be the season we're talking about is going to end up being the 26th anniversary.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think what you have to do is you have to leave a good taste in people's mouths to kind of be like, this was our first 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Our first
our first 25 years.
Our first quarter of a century
exactly.
is done, and this is what it was.
Now for the next one, we're looking to, we're pulling all the stops.
Right.
So it's like we come out the gate with like something that's so amazing, and then I get it.
Yeah, I think that's what we would do. I mean, I think it leaves a lot of expectation too. But I think when you go back to the season after that, see, the one thing that Power Rangers lacked that I kind of don't like is the interconnectivity of it. Because I used to love the episodes regardless of what season it was. And I remember even kind of when I got out of Power Rangers, I would just be like, oh, well, it's the team-up season. So I just kind of want to see like the team-ups, right? Because you have so many. But I think that having that kind of gone loses a little bit of mystique.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
You don't get that interconnectivity.
That, like, we don't get Forever Reds. We don't get like those.
Well, we do,
right?
we do, but they're special. They're special. Like we're gonna get it in the 25th anniversary.
Right.
We got it in the 20th anniversary.
But isn't that a team up?
Yeah, but between
not
seasons we don't get that. So there's not one for Ninja Steel and Dino. Well, I should really say there's not one for Mega Force and Dino
Dino Charge. Okay.
And stuff like that. Like, you're not getting that stuff. Or there wasn't one for Mega Force and Samurai. And I also think another mistake, too, is instead of breaking it off into, all right, we're going to do power, like Ninja Steel and then Super Ninja Steel. We need 2 different seasons. Why don't you just do 44 episodes in the span of 2 years? And it baffles me.
Are you saying running concurrently?
Baffles me that Japan, not concurrently, baffles me that Japan can do almost 50 episodes a year,
and then
every single week, and not miss a beat.
And literally, they're ending one series and automatically starting another one and doing the same thing again. Here goes almost 50 episodes, and we're on pretty much doing it nonstop. And you're like, how do you guys do it? And yet we can't do it here.
It bothers me. Well, I mean, I can understand why it's production, because you got to think too. It's a little easier for Japan because they're coming up with an original concept and seeing it all the way through, but we have to adapt what their original concept was.
Yes, but the thing
is, a little bit of a more task.
Yes, but it takes less. Does it kind of take less manpower? Because now I'm
essentially
not putting people on screen.
No, essentially what we would have to do. Essentially, what we would have to do is either keep it going and just it's a lot more manpower. And it would cost a lot more money to do it that way. I understand that. But also, they have a good way, because Japan, this is what they do, right? This is what they do. There's no off season for that.
No.
For here, there is.
Yes.
So when Chip Lin's done writing, he goes home, or when he's done producing, he goes home and recharges for a little bit, and then starts back on the next season.
Right.
They don't do that there, right? They should hopscotch. Do you guys remember when Power Rangers used to be 5 days a week? 60 episode season, 50 episode season, and 30 episode season.
You don't believe it? Look on Netflix right now. You guys will see it.
Like, that's when Power Rangers was hitting its stride, because they were in the grind. They were just doing it. Now, it hasn't done that. And I think the Sentai is doing a great job at keeping that pace. And I remember when we first started this show, and I remember talking to everybody and the producers, because we was hesitant about doing this, and they said, well, it's not every week. There's going to be points where you have to catch up. Really? It's every week. It's almost every week.
Guys.
Like,
You've seen us.
And now when we pass the human torch to the next cast, you're gonna see that like they'll have it'll be in good hands, but it's a grind. Like doing this show's a grind, but it's a lot of fun. Now, when it comes to doing the next season of Pada and Lupin Ranger, see another thing too is that things that are really popular there just don't translate here.
No,
like the Tokyuger, I personally like the season, but it's a really good season. If Saban, I mean, realistically, Saban could do it, and there's a way that Saban can do it, and you'll see that later on down the line when we do our thing. But like, you can do it. You just have to use imagination. That's their part of their thing.
The thing.
That's a part of Tokyo.
The thing is, Saban doesn't truly work in that realm of imagination. What they do is they work in a realm of reappropriation. It's, okay, what's already been made, let's go ahead and take it and let's make some adjustments to it so we can retell that story for a Western audience. That's what they're doing.
Well,
and
they used to take chances.
Very true. Very true. But no, that's what I'm saying. Now what they don't work in that realm of imagination. Now it's, let's retell the story for a Western audience. And that's exactly what
I'm not going to give away my... Blackwing wants to know, how would you make Tokyuger entertaining here for an American audience?
Can't give you that answer.
I have the answer. And I pitched it to a few people, and they're like, dude, that's a legit, like... Because I pitched it to JD. I just pitched the title to JD at first. And then he was like, fuck, it's a really good title. And then I pitched the idea, and he's like, yep, that's a really good idea. And but that's what you'll. I mean, that's not what we're doing. A whole thing, but that's just a small part of it. But no, man, I think that's it's different. It's just different, man. You really got to take. I think, and this is another thing too. I have so many issues. I swear to God, if Kyurangers called Star Force, I'm gonna lose my shit in more.
Wow, just sounds to me like a 3-year-old came up with it, but you just wow.
I'm just saying, it's an easy out.
It's like, hey, little
you know what
kindergartner,
it is?
give me a name.
It's a title for people that aren't creative. Is what
again,
it is.
Kindergartner.
But that's just my problem with it. I think there are so many other creative titles, and like I said, there's different ways. And if you guys watch the Ranger wrap up, listen. If you guys watch Ranger wrap up, I say keep creating. If people keep using Force and Mega in or just Force mainly, I have a huge issue with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there it is. Like, there's always Force in so many seasons. Force, blah blah, Force, blah blah.
I mean, in some of these seasons, I like Time Force, Hyper Force, Mega Force. I think we should just do Force, Forensic Force. I'm just gonna start saying everything with Force.
Oh my gosh! Hashtag Force.
No.
I don't
like it.
All right, cool.
But anyways, we do have some cool adaptions that I hope you. So there's 13 of us that are doing it, but like, and then we have they're taking something cool, and they're doing it in a completely different medium. And for those of you that like it, great. And not only, I like it too, because it's a different medium. I can listen to it in my car and get a Power Ranger experience.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of cool. And I like the fact that they're out there trying, dude. They're out there grinding. One thing I will totally support Saban on is that they're out there trying new things now. But the biggest complaint about Hyperforce, and I completely understand it, is that Power Rangers is such a visual concept that it's watching people play a game. The story is great, but it's watching people play a game. What I would like for people to do is create, man. This is what the Boom Studios comic is amazing. It's so good right now.
Right now, it's really good.
Jalen, we see your title, man. We get it. It's cool.
The Nova Squad. I mean, I get it. I hear it.
It's fine. Let's move on from it. But I think that's what we should do as creators is create, and that's what we're gonna do here at Hashtag Show is create. Right. We actually have some stuff that's gonna be dropping later on this year that we're really excited for you guys to see. Hopefully, you guys like it. I mean, it's not gonna be for everybody, but I think for most people, it's I think people are going to attach to it, and we're gonna do stuff that's different and. It's more so not for us. Mm-mm. It's for you guys, but it's also for it's not your phone, Jalen. It's our internet actually.
No, you're good.
It's not just for it's not for us. It's for you guys, but it's mainly for Saban to step up their game. I'm going to prove a point that we can do a series, storyline-wise, better than they can with properties that they own.
That's the great thing about fandoms. If you make your fan fiction, you can put your own thing together. You can create your own world. So why not do it?
I mean, I'm not trying to stick it to Saban. I know that sounds like it. But what I'm trying to do is challenge Saban to give fans what they want. And because you know what? Regardless of what people think about Sentai, at the very least, at least they take risks. Because some of these, you might not like the seasons, granted. But for every season you don't like, you get that one season that's your season.
Yeah.
And that one season that's your season is one of the best things you're ever going to see. Now, I know people that saw Gokaiger. I haven't seen Gokaiger, all of Gokaiger yet, but people are like, it's here, right?
Yeah.
That's the bar. And then you know, you get, but then even after that, you get Tokuger, which I think is great. I mean, it didn't come right after that, but you got Tokuger, which is a great season. You keep getting great seasons, and it doesn't matter because with Japan, for don't like, at least they tried. Here, I almost feel like they stopped trying.
Yeah, here it's more of a question of, will they even try? That's the problem.
I mean, realistically, and obviously a lot of you guys that watch the Power Ranger stuff on our channel know that, like, Peter's a great friend of the show. He's a great friend of mine. He's a great friend of his. But the one thing that, and I can tell Peter this in all honesty, is that...
the great thing about being a friend.
Well,
you can't be honest.
and I just had a conversation about this, but the truth is, realistically, Dino Charge's plot and Ninja Steel's plot is the same plot.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, are you just doing a continuation with different characters?
Yeah.
It's a dude searching for his father. I mean, then we already had that. And I swear, if Kyuranger is about the Red Ranger searching for his father, I'm going to lose it.
You know that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, these are the things that I'm worried about that I don't.
Hey, Jezer, what do you think about Kyuranger? You're live. Yeah, I'm at the studio later.
He's
No, but realistically, I think if it's about another son searching for his father, I'm over it.
Well, I'm telling you, I fear that's some of the where they're gonna go. It's just kind of like, well, it's a lazy way to go, and it's like, no, that's not what we're supposed to focus on. That isn't the main focus of the show. It's not.
You know what?
If you pay attention
Even
to Ranger,
honestly,
that's not it.
And I'm going to give a shout out to one of our Power Ranger friends out there, Ranger Command Power Hour. They just had Sean C.W. Johnson on the show, who played Carter Grayson, the Red Ranger. It was a great chat, great conversation that they had. However, the one thing... What?
The comment.
The one thing
Kyuranger's about the Red Ranger looking for his dad, right?
Oh, that's funny. The one thing that I will say that about at least Lightspeed Rescue, at the time when I was younger, I didn't like it. Now, I love it, mainly because watching it back, it's actually a pretty decent season. Mm-hmm. But not only that, it's one of the first seasons where the Ranger identities, well, I guess Lost Galaxy, but the Ranger identities are public, mm-hmm. and they make the Rangers, and they make the Ranger man-made power, mm-hmm. and it's all about actual working-class heroes. Mm-hmm. It's about a firefighter. It's about a paramedic. You know what I mean? It's about a pilot. It's about an adventurer. Well, it's not really a hero, no. But it's about some guy that works at SeaWorld. You know, I think that when you get all this together...
I think of heroes.
Well, the firefighter and the nurse and stuff.
No,
how
SeaWorld.
Cool. Like, you know what executed that well? Mighty Morphin. But Dino Thunder felt so modern at the time for me, and it felt so cool. And another one of the best seasons, S.P.D. Space Patrol Delta, man. You kidding me?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
So, what was Kelsey's job exactly? It was to rollerblade and hike mountains,
yes.
Apparently. She was a CrossFit superstar. She was before her time.
Oh, man.
She was a health and fitness instructor. She was a yoga teacher. I don't know what she was. But I really do think that the pressure... Hey, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Is the pressure on... Let me ask the fans out there. Is the pressure on Saban to give us a good season, picking the right season? Or is the pressure on Japan giving them to work with the right season?
Pressure on Saban choosing the right season. Because the thing is, Japan... They've been cranking out nothing but good seasons, so it's not about, oh, hey, we have to make sure we give you a good one. Every one we do gets better and better, so it's not.
I sometimes feel that Saban and Bandai can give people things and just throw things out there and be like, oh, you know what? Like, you're just going to buy it. I just look at it in green as dollar signs. And it's more than that. It's a property that you should care about. Not only should you care about it, but the property should care about its fans.
Yeah.
Mainly because the fans are what drives the property. If it wasn't for us,
Yeah.
then they wouldn't have an audience. And if they don't have an audience, they're not making that money. So make them earn your money. Make them earn your money. And when they put out things like the Gold Ranger action figure that looks like a fucking McDonald's toy, complain about it. Because that is ridiculous. Like, realistically, with somebody should get fired for that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what you promised us. That's not what you showed us. That is false advertisement. So make them earn your money. Make them earn your views.
And that's the thing. There you go. I was just going to say it. Audience needs to figure out how much power they actually have. You can make or break almost any and everything by what you watch and what you spend your money on. And if you tell other people the same ideal and they all come together as a unified front, everything can change.
I can't wait till Monday, Ranger fans, but I'm keeping it 100 like a fever with you. So if you want me to sugarcoat things, you can find that on other channels. I'm not that guy. I am going to give it to you the way that I see it. And if you agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't. But at the end of the day, I am here doing this stuff. He is here doing this stuff. And we're doing it to make this fan base better, to give people what they deserve. And I feel, and this is me talking about what I talked about on our last show, but I feel that we've been cheated as fans in a lot of ways. Right. I think there's cool things that the fandom has, like Morphicon. But guess what? Morphicon's not a Saban fan. Like, that's Scott Zillner working his heart and soul to make that convention a thing. That's us making that to work a thing. That's not a Saban thing. Like, they don't do that kind of stuff, and that's disappointing. And Saban needs to step it up. And Bandai, they need to step it up. I will say this about Bandai, though, and Saban lately, is that they have been listening to the fans, and they are giving you the products you want. However, they're not giving you the exact products they show you. That's the biggest. So there's another set of the problems. Another thing too is that, and this falls on us as fans, is that a lot of us will request certain things as in action figures. We want these action figure lines, but then we don't buy the female toys. Like,
well, dude,
if you're gonna support the line, well, that's a distribution thing. What I think should do is that limit how many female characters they produce and make them more collectible, so people have to go out and buy those toys to get the demand up. And you know, as fans of the franchise,
you can always do the thing where when you make the female characters, you do it like I do with Marvel and have additional pieces where you can put together something else. Like, oh, you know, I'm gonna buy this female one.
Like a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, you would have to have so many and blah, blah.
Well, they have enough.
Have to
they
go
can
through
do it. They
different
can do
series.
it. They're already doing the Build-A-Figures with the Legacy figures, but they're doing the Zords.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing. I'm like, how would you do that for, like, for example, one series when it comes to a female?
Well, it could be a distribution issue. I mean, now that I think you got to learn from your mistakes, though, and it seems like they have, Bandai, with the last set of figures, because I don't think there's any female figures in the Zeo Dino Thunder figures, which is a shame. Wow. But at the same time, I feel like all you got to do is limit it, because I felt in the cases it would be like 2 female figures or 2 different Rangers for each, and like 1 Green Ranger or 1 White Ranger or something like that, right? The distribution was really strange, but I think they should change it up a little bit. Also, there's another fucking thing. Really grinds my gears. I feel like I'm Kevin on the wrestling show.
Grind your gears.
What really bothers me is and listen, the fan base is never going to sometimes they're not always going to agree on things, and that's fine. However, with that being said, there's no reason to attack each other. I think that I've seen that a lot lately, and it's not just in the Power Ranger fan base. It's in all the fan bases.
You want to hold on to this for...
well, After Dark's going to be another story.
Right?
Oh, boy. I think that's another thing, too. And also, man, Saban, we talk about Japan taking risks. Take a risk. Disney, by far, took more risks than Saban ever did with the property.
Yeah, man.
And as many people want to be like, oh, I hated the Disney era. Are you kidding me? The Disney era put out some of the best Power Ranger seasons ever. Straight up. I mean, you might not like Overdrive. You might not like Mystic Force. But guess what? Not all of us liked Wild Force either. Not all of us liked Samurai. I sure as hell didn't like Mega Force. So you're gonna sit here and say that, like, you know, you hated all these Disney seasons. Disney seasons are by far the best Disney seasons. You put them up against the best Power Ranger seasons that Saban did, and they are listen, the 2 best seasons ever, in my opinion, in my opinion. I know people say Mighty Morphin, but that's what set the bar. Realistically, is it a great season? No. But it's a decent season. It's not bad. But RPM, S.P.D, killed it. So good. Dino Thunder. Realistically, Dino Thunder is everything Mighty Morphin wasn't.
Lost Galaxy.
Lost Galaxy was a Saban season, and Space was also a Saban season.
That's right.
Both were great. Go back to basics. Go back to great storytelling. And if you tell us great stories, we'll buy your toys. That's how this works now. This is how this works. The reason why Star Wars toys sell so much is because they're telling us great stories. Regardless of what you felt about The Last Jedi, Star Wars in general is telling us great stories. That's why they're able to sell toys. Saban, you got to do the same thing.
I agree. Oh, wow.
Jalen loved Megaforce. You may be the only one. And I love the people that are on Megaforce. I have really great friends that were on that series. And even they'll tell you. We'll get Andrew Gray in here. We'll get Ciara in here. They'll tell you that there's underserved.
Yeah.
And you know what? And you can't blame this all on Saban because you gotta hold Nickelodeon responsible for some of this. But that's my man, I really feel like I'm getting a lot off my chest in these last 2 episodes. If you want more of this, Joe, just tune into After Dark as I take a fried chicken challenge.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be high off of the chicken, guys. It's gonna be hardcore. It's gonna be dangerous.
Now, realistically though, man, I'm doing I want to say all this stuff for the fans because these fans are loyal, man. Like, I'm a loyal fan. We all are loyal fans, and the thing is, you won me over as a kid, and you're taking my money. Now give me what I want.
Nice.
That's what it comes down to.
I like that.
I think we should wrap it up. Do you want to do comments? Do we have any comments?
I don't think we have any comments, man. I think right now, looking at the time, we've gone for a bit.
All right, then how about this? Why don't we take some Q&A in the chat room? I want to know what bothers you that Saban's doing right now. What is it that you want to talk about of your grievances with Saban? I almost feel like I'm the helpline of like, hey, this is Saban. How can we fix the problem?
How can we fix the problem? Right.
All right. So let's see. Blackwing says when you have the actors say that they did, and that's saying something.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say that they didn't say it. They said they didn't like their season. They just felt that that was a great disservice done to them as far as what their characters could have been, how the show could have actually formed. But they didn't say they disliked their season.
Yeah, they did.
No, I thought it was like, oh well.
Oh no, they liked their experience.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't like their season because and it's true because they didn't do any. You know what? Anybody that knows me and watches the shows that I like to do is that I'm a big fan of character development. If you don't give me strong characters, I can't get into your property. Straight up. Matthew Thompson, the stakes have been lowered. Why should we care if we don't have incentive to invest in the city or the characters? I agree. I agree.
It's true.
You can't read Cats. Cat, we're not reading your comments because you haven't responded to Carlos yet. Well, I don't want to say let's let fans create the season, Jalen, mainly because you can get a lot of really bad seasons that way too. They need to be vetted. Blackwing, we're not getting enough storytelling, no team-ups, no character development. 100% agree with you, Blackwing.
Wow, okay.
We also got Derek Hervey. Need more throwbacks out of the suit fights seasons moving forward. Yeah, you know what? Another thing too, the out of suit fights. That's something that we, honestly,
like, dude, this can happen. It can be done.
All right, I'm going to read a few more of these, and then we're going to sign out.
Definitely.
Super Samurai says, I hate Saban, basically only acting like MMPR exists only. Jared Hodges says, what makes me so mad is that Go-Go in the Neo Saban, like, originally and make more episodes so they can go deep in storyline and storytelling. That's true. You get, obviously, if you get, well, that's not necessarily true. If more episodes doesn't necessarily mean that you get more, deeper storytelling.
Oh, well.
Fighting. Yeah, not only that, we got amazing amount of storytelling and character development. So, that's going to do it. I think
it's actually pretty good.
I do these rants now.
Joe's Ranger Rants. It's a new segment.
It's a new show.
Joe's Ranger Rants.
We got a new show.
Just call it Ranger Rants. You know what grinds my gears about Rangers? People just coming out.
Listen, everybody knows this on hashtag shows. You don't want to debate me when I know about a fucking subject.
Because he goes hard to the paint, guys.
I am part of Screen Rant, so I guess that would make sense.
I'm all smiles on a lot of stuff, but I have an opinion, and you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear from everyone.
Eating some fried chicken, talking a lot of shit. Join us there. Please like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date with everything trending
in geek pop culture.